Cavalera here in New York City. Big hello, big thanks to everybody that came on the Maximum Cavalera tour.
When you're performing and you see everybody with their phones putting it on Twitter, Instagram, does it bother you as a performer to be watching people instead of getting into the show, taking pictures and videoing?
I think they should enjoy the show, but you know, if they're doing that, is that for them enjoying it? It's okay, you know. I don't care, you know. I noticed a lot when we do Revengeance, a lot of people get their phones out to take pictures because they got the whole family on the stage. Some, you know, kind of a special moment, you know. But yeah, it does, you know, as long as they're there rocking out, screaming loud, you know, we still get the circle pit going and mosh pit and everything, so it doesn't stop us from getting that energy to the show, you know.
And let's talk about, you know, of course we're here with SOULFLY most importantly, so let's get back to SOULFLY. How is the state of mind different today? Because I know you've gone through some lineup changes, you've been working with Mark for a while, now you got Tony on board as well. How is the state of the band today, the dynamic and the, you know, the chemistry in the band?
Very good, man. Mark and Tony are great guys to be in the band, solid guys, you know, and I play great with them. And you know, Mark is a guy I wanted. When I first heard him play, I always thought it'd be a good partner to have for a long time, you know. So that's why I did not want to change Mark, and he's been with me since '04, so it's a long time, you know. And I hope he will stay for still a long time with me, because I think we got a lot of cool music to do together still. There's a lot of stuff we can still do together. Tony is a new member, but he's already done so much because he sings live with me a lot. You know, he sings the first song of the night is Plato Plomo that we're playing, and he sings half of that. He sings The World's Come with me. He sings backing vocals, you know. He's a great bass player. So I got a real good group of guys working with, you know, keeping SOULFLY alive, you know, and a lot of people associated, you know, SOULFLY with me and Mark mostly, because we've been here since, you know, a long time. Mark was '04, and I've been doing SOULFLY since '97, you know. But yeah, man, I'm so proud of SOULFLY. Couldn't be more proud. We're playing everywhere, getting the name out there still, you know. The thing about SOULFLY, it's really a warrior kind of band that goes everywhere. There's no, you know, problems with small shows. It's a small show, we still do the best show we can do, you know. That's what we gotta do for the fans that came, you know. We have dedicated fans. Some of the shows are not really big, some of the shows are small, and you just deal with it, you know. And a lot of think artists when reach my age are not willing to do that anymore, you know. So I'm cool with that, you know. I'm excited. I just want to play, you know. I don't care. More people is better, of course, you know. But when there's less people, it's still good. We still go out there and kick ass the same way and try to do the best show possible, you know.
Do you remember the first concert you ever played, and where was that?
Yeah, it sucked. You know, nobody liked us. There was like 3 Motorhead guys with Motorhead shirt. They're the only guys that liked us. Like, yeah, you guys sound like Motorhead. Much worse, of course, but you know, similar, kind of noisy, because everything was out of tune. You know, I didn't tune the guitar, and our guitar player didn't show up because his mom didn't let him go out after 10 o'clock at night. And we were like, where are you, man? He's like, my mom don't let me go out. You know, you have a show, man. What's going on? So he never even came to the first show, and it was just me, Igor, and Wagner, the singer of Sarcophago, which is a big asshole. And Igor played with a Nazi helmet, with a wig, and a swastika T-shirt. He has a lot to answer for that later on. People were like, what's with the swastika, man? You know, like, just don't give a fuck.
Do you remember the first show you went to as a fan?
It was a Brazilian band called Dorsal Atlantica. We're kind of fans of them. You know, we knew they had one record out called Ultimatum. It was a really good heavy. They're like Venom, the Brazilian Venom, you know. And we saw them. We took a bus, me and Igor, to see them like 6 hours from where we're from, Belo Horizonte. And they went on at 2 in the morning, and it was amazing. They really they were like killer. They were really kind of just Brazilian Venom, you know, similar. And that's what gave me the idea when I saw those guys doing that. And I said to myself, well, they are Brazilians and they are doing it. We can do it. We should make a band like that. So Sepultura was born after watching that show.
And Max, as you know, there's a lot of politics in the music industry. Recently, you know, most recent example is Dave Lombardo with Slayer, Adam Dudes from Machine Head just left the band. Why don't we talk a little bit about, like, you know, kind of how sometimes the bigger the band gets, the more complicated it gets because there's more politics to go through.
Yeah, I think, you know, what I think the best is keep it simple and keep it rooted, you know. That's why how we work in Soulfly is really me and Gloria. She's my wife and my manager, and we keep everything really basic. We don't let we try not to let the politics destroy what we're doing, you know, because we love what we're doing, you know. But it sucks sometimes, you know. Even us, we're like, a lot of times we complain, like, why nobody takes us on tour, you know. That's even why Gloria did this package, Cavalera package. It's because nobody takes us on tour, so we just make our own package so we can go on tour and play, you know. But you know, as far as other bands, what they go through, I don't know, like the Slayer thing and the Machine Head thing. I'm not there. I'm not in the middle of it. You know, it's hard to say why they're doing the things they are doing. You know, but I dealt with band members, you know, coming and living in Soulfly a lot, and it's hard, you know, sometimes. But sometimes it's a good thing too. Like for Soulfly, it's actually been good that some people didn't stay. Some people came and left because it gave the opportunity to get somebody like Mark, you know, which was a great find for me, you know. So, and then what happened in 2003, all the 3 guys from Soulfly left. I was left alone again. Like, oh shit, it happened again. I gotta make a whole new band, and Gloria helped me find the guys again. And I found it and continued because I kept, you know, Soulfly is a mission, you know. I do it no matter what. Even if it's just me with 1 string guitar, you know.
The berimbau.
playing drums with my feet, I would still do it by myself, you know. So it's like, you know, I have to do it. You gotta carry on, you know.
So you see yourself doing it for many more years?
Many more, yeah. So as long as, you know, I think, you know, you can't put expiration date on this, you know, because metal and rock changed so much, and now you see people like, you know, Motorhead and Ozzy, you know, getting older and still playing, you know, and you just gotta be like, we also can do that, you know. So I see myself making this kind of music for a long time, you know, and it's great. I love it. I still have the passion for the music and love metal in my blood, you know. There's metal in my blood, and I think that's what counts. That's what fans feel it, that you have that, you know. And you know, if you lose that, then you're in trouble, you know. But I haven't lost that. I still got, you know, metal in my blood, and I love the energy I get from this music, and the passion, you know, the interaction with the fans. Like, I see a lot of them every night. I do a meet and greet, so I meet a lot of them after the show, and there's some great stories, man. You know, there's some really touching things people say, like people that have lost people in their life that dealt with tragedy, that Soulfly's music has helped them. I think that's deep, man. You know, that goes even more beyond just music. You know, that becomes something that can save somebody's life, you know. And that's heavy. That's something that I'm very proud of it. And I meet a lot of these people after the show, and you know, there was a girl in our bus, and her son was named Max, and died of some disease that babies get, and after just 1 year, she said it was actually right after I got a picture signed for him. She came home and her son was dead, and she got through with Soulfly music, you know, and now she's got another son. She's rebuilding her life, and she says she got through because of the music, and that's, to me, it's heavy, you know. It's like, wow, I didn't, when I'm writing those songs, I do not know they're gonna have this much power on people's life, you know, but they do, and that's what, to me, it's really, really cool to hear that has touched fans like that in very, very different parts of the world, you know.
Do you have a certain room or certain frame of mind that you're in, or that you want to be when you're writing music?
More home, you know. I bring the stuff with me on the road, but it's so hard on the road because you got so much distractions, and it's difficult to write on the road, really difficult. And I prefer to do it at home when everything is, because your mindset also, like, once the tour is over, you're free to just do something else. So for me, typical example, after this tour is over, I'm gonna go back to Phoenix and finish writing the new Soulfly, which is already started. I already have like 60% of the riffs, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's heavy and exciting, and, you know, the record is gonna be done with Terry Date. That's another great thing, you know. I want to work with Terry Date for a long time, and he's responsible for so many great records, you know, Pantera, White Zombie, Soundgarden, Deftones, you know, and collaboration with Terry now, it's gonna be perfect to make a classic Max Cavalera record, you know, that people want to hear. So I think it's gonna be a great, but as far as the actual writing, I still write how I did in Sepultura days, which is just a natural high just from writing. You know, I write a riff and I get excited just to write a riff without anything on it, without even, you know, that riff has not even went anywhere yet. It just came out of the guitar. But I know when I write a good riff, that is the one, and you go, yes, you know, this is the one. This is gonna make a great song. And so when you have that feeling, it's great just to see a song be born with that feeling from one riff, and then later on it's gonna become a classic song, you know. And that's exciting for me, you know, to know how it takes from small steps like that, you know.